You know, in a lot of murders and stuff you see, it was an accident. People's excuses, it was an accident. I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to hurt somebody. I didn't mean to kill somebody. It happens all the time. I don't know if this specific accident is going to have to do with murder, but I have a feeling it's going to be pretty crazy. It's from Nightmare Tales, you guys, and you know I love his animations. We're going to react to it today. Make sure to subscribe to him and me if you like reaction videos, and let's get into this one. Nightmare Tales, The Accident by Harold Lackner.
When faced with a traumatic or disastrous event, people try to make sense of the incident.
Sure.
Some follow the official cause, some believe in conspiracies, and in severe cases, especially to those involved, some go into a fugue state as a defense mechanism. In the end, the most logical cause is usually the most plausible. However, there are cases with details which cause one to wonder whether something else was at play.
Mysteries, I love it.
I worked as an orderly at a hospital some 7 years ago. It was a decent job for me.
Sure.
I got to help others and met a lot of different characters daily. I was later assigned to the night shift. It was alright. I actually enjoyed it as it was much less hectic and I could spend some time with the patients.
Yeah,
One particular
I can see
night
that.
in October, I was delivering medicine to a patient. To get to his ward, one would have to pass through a long corridor. It had windows revealing the outside.
Sure, like a
I
little
had walked
sky
down
bridge.
this corridor many times before, but one detail that night made me stop in my tracks. From that window, one could see a banyan tree opposite to the hospital across
That's
the
a really
main
cool
road.
looking tree. I'd never seen one like that.
The weird thing was, a part of the trunk was bulging out. It looked as if the bark had accumulated on that specific part of the tree, creating an unnaturally large growth.
Huh.
I was about to cast it off as something that happens in nature when I saw two red circles suddenly appear on the growth.
Oh. What?
I watched, perturbed as the bark began to unfold, sprouting arm-like appendages.
It's a
and
tree
swiftly
ant?
clambered up the tree into the foliage, disappearing.
What in the world?
Unnerved, I quickly moved to my destination and apologized to the patient for taking some time.
Okay.
Now, I was a person who believed in traditions, but was not superstitious by any means.
Sure.
I deduced that it should have been some kind of animal. Then I saw it again.
Okay.
2 weeks later, I was making my rounds and had to deliver medicine to the ward down that corridor. While walking, my curiosity got the better of me.
Gotta
I
look.
looked outside. There was a figure standing still outside the entrance.
I kind of got
It
the
was that
chills,
animal,
man.
But I began to doubt it was any I knew of.
It
was
looks kind of
covered in
like
what
an
looked like
owl.
bark. Think of an owl's head strapped to a human body, then give it sickles for fingers. It just stood there, staring at me.
It's an
I
owl
couldn't
bear?
help but look into its piercing red gaze. I walked slowly away.
It's staring at you
as
too,
its head
buddy.
turned in the same direction.
It's watching
In the
you.
following months, I would spot the Owl Man, as I would call him,
Feels like it's
again
getting a little bit
and again.
closer.
Sightings
would
began
you not-
increasing from once in a fortnight to every week, then every few days to a point where he makes his presence known every night.
You need to report it, bruh.
The eerie part
Show somebody.
was that it was getting closer.
Oh my god.
Once, I saw a tap on the corridor window.
No, no,
And
no,
then
no,
soon
no.
after, it was inside the actual corridor.
Wait, how did
its
it get...
gaze constantly tracking me like a messed up looking security
How
camera.
did it get in?
One day,
Did the security
I was
cameras
having a
catch
rough
it?
time and was not really in a good mood. I was doing some paperwork at the front desk,
Okay.
and I saw it in front of me. I mustered
The
up
hell?
the courage to tell it to get lost. Still motionless.
Telling a monster to
peeved,
get lost?
I just stormed out of the
Doesn't
area.
work like that.
Interestingly, I did not see it for the next 2 days. It felt slightly odd, but I was relieved and tried to forget about the incident. However, this was when things really started
How
to
are you
go
okay
south.
with this? There's an owl creature
My
stalking
sister all of
you.
a sudden fell very ill, to the point where she had to be admitted to the hospital.
Uh-oh.
While she was there, I made it my priority to check on her every night. On one of these
it's
nights,
your sister,
I
of
went in to
course.
check her ward. I opened the door of her room and
Was the
peered
owl
in to
guy
see
in
how
there?
she was.
Yep.
He was there. He was there,
All right.
standing over her as she slept.
What?
The red gaze shifted from her to me, staring into my soul. My fear turned into concerned anger, and I shouted at it to leave.
So
My sister woke up due to the commotion,
thinks it's just
causing the
some
creature
sort
to
of-
crawl out the open window.
yeah.
I ran to shut the window and lock it.
So it's
I
a
turned
real
to see
creature.
my
It's
sister
not
looking
just something
startled and
he's imagining.
confused. Not wanting to put her under any additional stress,
Sure.
especially due to her condition, I lied that a bat had entered and I chased it out.
Ha ha!
I coaxed her back to sleep. In hindsight, that reaction for a bat would have made her wonder about my sanity.
Right.
After about a month, she started recovering and was thankfully discharged soon
a month
after.
in the hospital. Gosh. That's
It
hard.
would not end there though, as 2 nights later, I was running errands outside the hospital.
There's the
building.
Batman.
A
The
loud
Owlman.
screech brought my attention to the top of the building.
Oh my.
There was the Owlman, perched on the top. We exchanged stares for what felt like hours. As we did,
What do you
I
want,
felt a
Owlman?
terrible sense of dread and angst.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Then, he let out a blood-curdling mix of a screech and a wail before sprouting large, shadowy wings before flying away into the night, along with its dreadful cry.
So what does he want? That's what I want
The
to know.
very next day,
Fire.
a massive fire broke out in the hospital.
Oh no.
Over 100 people would lose their lives in the incident.
Wow.
By some stroke of good luck, I had gone out to buy a snack with a friend just before the fire. The firefighters' report stated that a leaky oxygen tank in the tank room was to blame.
Right.
That, together with faulty wiring and negligence on the hospital's part, resulted in the disaster. Now, I want to accept the official version.
So your sister
But
was
the
out.
encounters I had made me wonder, was the Owlman trying to warn me of the disaster?
Right.
To this day, I still believe the Owlman was the harbinger of death, or even worse,
Maybe.
the true cause.
Hello? That's his sister. It's the Owlman appearing at his house too, not just the hospital.
What do you want now?
Yes. He's not telling him anything. Talk to me,
No.
owl face.
Is it not enough? I can't do this anymore. I won't do this anymore. No, please stop it. Leave us alone.
Is the owl making him do things like burn the hospital down, for instance? Like a dark
Fine.
passenger or something?
Fine, I'll do it. But please leave after that. Please. Please just leave.
What's he want it to do? Oh, was arrested for 2 separate acts of arson at 2 hospitals he worked at. He wrote on a paranormal forum he's been institutionalized to this day and still maintains the creature is to blame. Of course. So, have you guys ever watched Dexter? There was a series about a serial killer that was, in every sense, perfectly sane outside of he was addicted to killing people. So to act out on his passion for killing people, he only did it to people that he thought deserved it, like bad people. And he always said that it was almost like a voice or a force telling him what to do, and he called it his dark passenger. So I kind of related to something like that. Like, he was blaming this supernatural entity or force that was basically threatening to hurt his sister if he didn't do these things, like burn down hospitals. It's kind of crazy. Very, very cool story, though. Kind of chilling, too, at a lot of times. Guys, Nightmare Tales, make sure to subscribe to him, as well as me if you like reaction videos. as another warning, thanks so much. We're gonna be reducing the frequency of the videos a little bit. If you hadn't caught the last video where I announced it, this is another reminder. But at any rate, thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time.